Hey, what's going on, Scatterbrains? Thank you for coming to another episode of Scatter Brilliancy. My name is Travis, and I'm going to try to get through this review very quickly. Baby boy asleep, baby girl is outside with her Gigi. So we're going to try to do this video very quickly. I watched the episode today, and I'm really confused because when I looked at it on my DVR, the episode was only an hour long. I did not know that Lifetime shows an abridged version of the show at 11. That's what someone told me on my YouTube page. They show the regular episode at 8, from 8 to 10, and something else comes on from 10 to 11. Then from 11 to 12, they show a shortened version of the show. So for me, I kind of feel like if you're able to produce a shortened version of the show, maybe that should just be the version that you go with. So I had to go find the full version and then go see what parts I took out. And truthfully speaking, the parts that they took out, I could have did without seeing. So we're gonna go through this the best that I can. This whole episode was about 1 month anniversary. So for Carrick, their sections, well, we'll start with Justin always. Justin has no issues still. For their 1 month, whatever, they do like a hand molding thing where you put your hands together and you put it in this concoction, then you pour some like plaster of Paris in and let it get hard. And you take it out and then you have a nice little sculpture. They have dinner. The big takeaway from them is that Austin is still not prepared to tell Jennifer, is her name Jennifer? Jessica. He's still not prepared to tell Jessica that he loves her. So, you know, she feels like if he would have just said that, that would have made the month anniversary so much better. For Eminem, is that all I have for them? I think their stuff might have gotten placed somewhere else. Okay, well, I'll come back and see. Carrick, she lets him know that she's going to keep her townhouse, and that conversation didn't go really well because I guess he feels like she's not all in. She says that she didn't want to put all her eggs in one basket, but it's like, girl, you got married. You know, no matter if it was married at first sight, you got married, and when you get married, you give up your single life, everything that came along with you as an individual, and you put it all together with your partner. That's just how it works in general. It got nothing to do with this show. So I would definitely feel offended if the person I was with decided they were going to keep their own place, because that's almost like you just trying to keep your parachute or like your backup plan just in case things don't work out. Now, I understand that, but given the circumstances of all of this, it's stupid. So they go to dinner later on, and he says that he feels attacked about not falling in love with her because he's already told her that, you know, he's probably not going to fall in love with her by the end of this experiment, which makes sense. But he just says he feels attacked because she feels like he shouldn't have told her that he wasn't going to fall in love with her, which I don't understand that part at all. But they talk at some point or another during the conversation, he says, no offense, but F you, which was rude. He shouldn't have said that. But they end up talking through it, and he buys her some concert tickets to somebody they didn't say. And later on in the episode, everybody got to look at their wedding photos, and I think their wedding video. Like I said, the way I watched the show was so off, so I may be leaving some stuff out, but they, you know, enjoyed doing all of that. He did something extra nice for her. I'm not really sure why, because I kind of missed all of that, but he put a whole bunch of pictures together of like family and a photo album, and she cries, and they get to read and reflect on their vows. And then they take a bath later on in the episode, which looked absolutely disgusting. I don't know what it is about watching people take baths on national television that just makes me uncomfortable. Here comes my daughter. But watching people take baths, she's like, go use the potty. Hey, go use the potty. Oh, she's gonna wash hands. So I don't know what it is about watching people wash themselves, or not wash themselves, take a bath on TV that makes me uncomfortable, but I don't like it. It always looks like it stinks and smells. I was gonna say something that's probably gonna offend people, so I'm gonna keep that to myself, but it looks like it stinks in the room. Moving on to, I guess it must be all I have for Eminem. So their day started with breakfast. Not really sure what all of that was about, but Perch decides to take her out on some yacht, and they exchange gifts. Somebody text me. She gifts him with some ties because Perch likes to wear ties to the job that he doesn't really have. And he gifts her with a trip to Jamaica. We don't know which Jamaica it is, because it could be Jamaica, Queens. That's a real place, right? I think there's a Jamaica in Vermont too. But he gives her with a trip to Jamaica, and they're gonna go swim with the dolphins. And I think this is his way of making up for what happened on the honeymoon in Panama. So we'll actually see if they go to Jamaica. You know, Perch can't be trusted at this point. And they eat the top layer of their cake to celebrate. I don't understand the tradition. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I'm not keeping no part of nobody's cake longer than it's supposed to be. I understand you're supposed to put it in the freezer, but it's still nasty. So they eat their cake, and you know, that's that. And we'll go to Brayler next. As of this episode, they still were not speaking. I don't even know why they're still showing us them, because, you know, it's pointless. But she reached out to him about talking. So ironically enough, Taylor and her wig and her crack phone and her wretched nails decided to meet at the nail salon. So, I mean, we can't really say her wretched nails anymore because she got them fixed. But they meet at the nail salon, and she gives him a card, you know, as a nice gesture. And he's shocked because in the card is an apology. But for him, it's a little too late, and he doesn't understand why she couldn't apologize to his face. Bruden, you know, they're clearly contractually obligated to do certain things, and it just shows on television. It's like, we know this is not going to work out with y'all. Most of us know what really happens to y'all in the real world, in real time. I mean, why is Lifetime even putting us through actually watching this? I don't know, but they talk about her being genuine. He doesn't know if he's genuine because it was in a card. I don't know if he said that out loud or if he said that to us, but did y'all see there was a fly that landed on Taylor's wig? It was flying around, and then it landed right here. Hey, boo, you wanna come say hey? Hold on. Like I'm choking. All right. You gotta sit here now, okay? It's cute when you talk, but you gotta let Daddy finish, okay? You gonna let Daddy finish? Okay. So while they're sitting at the nail salon, a fly lands on her wig, and I was like, if that's not indicative that that hair stinks, I don't know what is. Don't touch the screen now. You can't be touching the screen. Got my notes on there. You don't throw me off. But I was like, why they should have put a different shot in. The wig already looks bad, and then you got flies landing on it. I'm about to put you down. So a fly lands on it, and I thought that was hilarious. See, you already moved past where I was. Can you leave it alone? But she asked him what would he have done had, no, he asked her what would he have done, what would she have done? You gotta sit here and not talk, okay? Okay.
And about her whole home, that and the whole day, the whole face, the whole mouth, and the whole and how they how and
then what happened?
And then the whole day, the top.
Okay. All right. Can I finish now?
No, I don't know who bring the head.
Tegan, we're gonna make you your own YouTube channel because you ain't gonna be stealing my shine. I'm trying to get through this video, okay?
Okay.
So he asked if he had made the video, how would that have made her feel? And she said it wouldn't have bothered her, but whatever. We know that's a lie. But all in all, she asked if he wants to be friends, and he says no. He said he just wants to move on with his life, and he says she's a narcissist, and that's just that on that. I mean, it's pointless for us to keep going through this with them. And finally, moving on to Mitch, Hair and Teeth, they go ice skating because, you know, of course, Teeth is an ice skater instructor. So at dinner, they talk about, well, she talks about being ready to take the next step, and hopefully he'll spend the night and all of that. But she's just not understanding what the issue is. So she asks him, like, are you gay? Do you have a girlfriend? Like, do you have a girlfriend? Like, what's the deal? And then Hair goes into this whole thing about, oh, you haven't been honest with me. And the majority, I feel like, of this episode, ma'am, do me a favor, leave it alone. The majority of the episode, I feel like, was mostly about them. I'm just gonna do this. But he says that you haven't been honest with me, and he's like, just think about it. Just think about it. What you've done, what you haven't been honest with me about from the beginning. Tegan, I need my notes now. Give me a little bit and then you can use my iPad, okay? And she's really confused about what it is that he's talking about. He's telling her to think hard and it's just not working. So she feels like he's BSing her. And I'm about to put you down, okay? I'm trying to give you a lot of chances, but I'm about to put you down. Stop touching the screen. So she thinks that he's making it up, and he says, why don't you just say it? She's asking him, why don't you just say it? But he says he can't say it, I guess, because of the cameras. So whatever it is that he's talking about happened in Panama. It happened after the honeymoon, and it has something to do with an honest effort. And then he says something like, your friends knew this, and she leaves. But she's like, so what she does is, I'm not gonna talk about them looking at her pictures, but they start talking, and she, later on, I guess that day or whatever, they start talking, and she asks him, have you been in touch with any of my friends? And he says that one of her friends, Lindsay, has reached out to him. And, you know, that's where everything goes left. So pretty much Hare and Lindsay have been having conversations, nothing that seems to be inappropriate, but Teeth was not aware. Hold on, y'all. You're not listening, so you gotta get down. Are you ready to listen? Then stop touching the screen. Sorry. And you don't start barking either. Whew, these reviews, man. You want to get down?
No.
So, Lindsay and him have been having conversations behind Teeth's back, which what he says is just to help him deal with her. Pretty much is the reason why he's been talking to Lindsay, because that's her friend.
Okay.
So, let me go back to my notes. She asked when, you know, that all of this started. He said it was shortly after the wedding. It first started off on Instagram, and he was seeking help from her. And then they exchanged numbers. And pretty much what he was doing was keeping stuff from her. So he was being a hypocrite, trying to make it seem like she was keeping something from him. We still don't know what that is, but we'll find out soon. I'm about to end up giving her a popping on this video, and I probably shouldn't, because I don't need none of y'all calling DSS on me. But he says they talked on the phone. She says, oh, that's interesting, because apparently he doesn't call her, but he calls Lindsay. So later on in the episode, she calls Lindsay, and she's trying to get the information from Lindsay, like, when's the last time y'all text? And she was like, this morning. He was like, good morning, happy Friday. She asked how many times have y'all talked over the phone. She says like at least 2 or 3, definitely more than 1, because he said it was just once. And she says, Lindsay said that all her conversations with Hare have not only been about Teeth. So at this point, we know that Lindsay's lying, and we know that Zach is lying, Hare is lying, but exactly who's telling the truth, we don't know. Because Lindsay says, oh, I deleted all the messages out of my phone because he's just not somebody that I want to associate myself with, and I want to distance myself from him. But it's like, usually if you want to distance yourself from somebody, you don't have to delete their whole text thread. Like when you delete a whole text thread, you got something to hide. That's just period. Any text message that you delete, you are trying to hide something. So I'm interested to find out what it is exactly that they have been talking about, but whatever it is inappropriate. And Lindsay is dead wrong for having conversations with her friend's husband. But maybe she saw Hare and was like, ooh, I like the way he looks. And Teeth don't know how to handle all of that, and I do. Who knows? But Lindsay says, I'm here for you at the end. Oh, Lindsay says that she wasn't gonna speak to him again until after filming was over. So I was just confused about, like, what does filming have anything to do with it? You should not speak to him, period, because he's your friend's husband and your friend doesn't know y'all are talking. So it's some shady stuff going on with the whole Lindsay and Hare thing. I mean, we'll see what happens. Ain't nothing I'm too like, ooh, it ain't nothing juicy for me because, you know, I already read some spoilers. So I know some things, but I just keep it from y'all. But I mean, we'll see what happens. The episode was interesting enough. Like I said, the majority of it was about Mitch, and I was kind of over seeing them. I mean, at least there wasn't any of Hare talking in a circle, and we didn't get a whole lot of Taylor, her wig, and her cracked phone this episode either. So there's that. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode and y'all thoughts about this whole abridged episode thing. Like, did anybody else know that they did that? I guess because I always watch it at 8 or try to watch it at 8. That wouldn't have been something that I noticed. But y'all already know what to do. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and all of that kind of stuff. Share if you feel like it, and tap the bell if you feel like it. And if you got any video suggestions, please leave those down in the comments. I'm under 15 minutes. Thank you so much for watching this video, Scatterbrains, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace. 15 minutes.